movie you won't have to see again, or I don't even know if you want to see it again. I don't even know how you feel about this movie because the last couple of days I've been annoying Eric Holmes and Bruce Perky probably by saying how I feel Red Rooms is one of my favorite films of 2024. IMDb says 2023, but F time, F those dates. I'm going to count Red Rooms for this year. Plot synopsis is Kelly Ann, played by Juliette Gariépy, I might be mispronouncing. Kelly Ann wakes up every morning by the courthouse to secure a seat at the high profile of Ludovic Chevalier, played by Maxwell McCabe Locus. He is a serial killer, and she is obsessed with the serial killer. As days go by, the young woman bonds with another groupie, which momentarily breaks her out of her loneliness. It is a courtroom drama, actually, for quite a long time. There's at least 20 to 25 minutes where everything's in the court and you're wondering what's this movie going to be. And you love that, Eric. Okay, so again, the leads
Two
are
courtroom dramas in 1 week, Greg.
I know, right? Right.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
So this Kelly Ann is the main character, again, played by Julie Gariépy. And you see, why is Kelly Ann in this courtroom all the time? Why does she sleep overnight waiting to be the first in line to get in this courtroom? And what is this friendship with this other groupie played by Laurie Babin? Laurie Babin, okay? What is their relationship about? There's a lot of mystery behind Red Rooms. As far as barrier to entry, it's very slow burny. It's methodical.
If you hate good movies, this is not for you.
Okay. Well, hey, I've been patronizing for the last 7 years. It's okay if Eric can be patronizing just for 20 seconds. It's very good, Eric Holmes. I am so crazy in love with Red Rooms. It has a lot to say about people's fascination with true crime documentaries, true crime series. Look, Eric, me, and Bruce, every week on CinemAddicts, we cover movies that we feel that might be underrated, unearthed gems on CinemAddicts opening on a Friday. If Eric, me, and Bruce just pivoted to, I don't know, reviewing true crime documentaries, our podcast would probably shoot up the roof. It's just the way it is. So this movie has sort of a look at our fascination with the genre, but also there is a interesting investigative murder mystery behind that. There's also cryptocurrency, which I love. It's a big part of this movie in Red Rooms as well. I think Juliette Gariépy delivers one of this year's best performances. I am a voter. I will be remembering her when it comes voting time for Best Actress. Eric Holmes, I've been talking too much about Red Rooms. Give us some perspective on your thoughts on the movie.
So this is I don't say to hesitate to call it a courtroom drama. Like I think courtroom thriller almost
better. That's a better
because it's got it's got that. Not that there's like some big nefarious thing going on because it's all contained in the courtroom. But when they go outside the courtroom, it's got that kind of thriller vibe to it, even though it's not really. Yeah, was it Killian and who's the lady that's the homeless lady that's staying with her?
Yeah, I'll get her name in a second. Yeah,
but they kind of we spend a lot of time with them, and then she's like what do you call it, like a serial killer groupie?
Yes. Yeah.
Like at first it seems like, oh, she just she's kind of like me with the Crow or the Roadhouse remake. She's like, the contrarian or whatever, the person that's like, I know what you guys think this person is guilty. I don't think so because of A, B, and C. Basically just someone that disagrees. And but yeah, it kind of
Clementine. Her name's Clementine.
Clementine, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Laurie Babin. All right. But yeah, it was real interesting kind of seeing that sort of take because you hear of like serial killer groupies or people that do that. But I don't think I've ever seen a movie or I've never seen them represented from their point of view before. So that was really interesting watching this in Red Rooms. The courtroom back and forth, that was good. I think wasn't the opening shot like the opening like 10 minutes or so, like just a oneer?
Ooh,
it was just like, I have to go back and watch it, but I think that opening shot is just a oneer that just brings us into the opening of the court case.
Also want to mention this is set in Montreal.
Yeah, there's a bunch of great filmmaking. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this movie set in Montreal.
Not as much of a kangaroo court as the other French courtroom stuff we've seen. But yeah, this has a bunch of good filmmaking stuff. It's got some really good like story to it. The suspected serial killer, like there's a little bit like, did he do it? Is he involved? Is he not? Because there's definitely some back and forth whether do we got the right guy on the block? And then it goes into some stuff that we really can't talk about.
We'll do a quick
But
spoiler after this episode. We can do like a 7 minute
yeah,
one after this. Yeah.
and even and some of that I'm kind of confused on, but I'm
Okay.
glad we get to do a spoiler talk on that, because I think this is like you ever watch a movie where you're like, I liked it, I don't quite understand, and then you kind of have a back and forth with someone and you kind of work it out.
Yeah.
This is going to be that kind of movie.
Yeah.
And that's not a detraction of it. That I like doing stuff. I like watching a movie and then going back to someone else that saw it and say, "Hey, what do you think?" And then just kind of have that conversation about what you just saw.
It almost demands a second viewing just to pick up those pieces.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
okay.
This movie's fantastic. Again, currently I don't quite understand everything that happened in the last third, but me and Greg will talk about that later on in spoilers. But this is definitely a recommend. As far as courtroom dramas or courtroom thrillers go, I don't think I've ever seen a movie quite like this. So thumbs up for that too.
Oh, that's saying a lot, dude. That is saying a lot. Wow. And by the way, when we do our spoilers, listeners, I don't think we're even going to get to the top, answer everything. So we're just going to give our interpretations. We'd love to hear your interpretations once you do see Red Rooms. It will be it opens at the IFC Center Friday, September 6th, but then its wider release will be on September 13th when it hits a lot more markets. This is Red Rooms. Look, final thoughts. One of my favorites of this year. Fantastic lead performance from Juliette Gariépy. And also the Clementine, the serial killer groupie is played by Laurie Babin. She's fantastic as well. And also Ludovic Chevalier as the serial killer. He doesn't really do much except look. Alleged. Suspected, right? Thank you, Eric. You know the rules of the courtroom better than I do, but he doesn't really have to do much, but he's a very big presence in this movie, understandably so. 5 stars for me. Eric Holmes, final thoughts and your rating.
I'm at 5 stars as well. I think
awesome.
I suspect that after we have our spoiler discussion, this might bump up to a 6.9, but I mean this movie's, go watch this.
Eric Holmes,
maybe it'll be confused at then certain things at then like I am, but I think that this is like the difference between sometimes you'll watch something that's like, that didn't make sense, and I don't get it or whatever, and then you have other things where it's like, I don't get it, but I feel like the filmmaker does, and I need to dig in and figure out the answers. This feels like the latter one, where like the answers are there, as opposed to, I think they just dropped the ball on this.
Yeah. So, wow. Yeah. I'm so glad that you got 5 stars. You weren't really talkative in the chats. I was thinking maybe you might not like this movie, but I'm glad you gave it 5 stars. 5 stars for me. I'm assuming Bruce is going to give this 5 stars, at the very least 4.5 stars. I've not listened to the cinematic yet. You're going to hear Bruce Perky in a few minutes. As for any final thoughts, Eric Combs, think about final thoughts when I say this. We are done for this episode, me and Eric, at least for this cinematics episode 257. But for episode 258, movies we are covering for movies that are coming out September 13th include Dead Money, Believer, Winner, and one of my favorite titles of the year. I'm going to sneeze, by the way. Hold on one second.
That's fitting.
Oh, I can't. Hold on. Yes. No, it did not come out of my nose. Number 4, the title of the 4th movie is Booger, aka What Greg Has for Dinner. So no, Booger, that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But no, Booger.